Wilbur here on the front stretch. Gloria was not able to be here today, so I was put in charge. She wrote a letter she wants to make sure everybody knows, thanking for all of your support. Today marks the 10-year burn recovery anniversary for Steve, and I'm just going to read as if Gloria was here to read it for you. On May 10th, 2008, while racing at Williams Grove Speedway, Steve's car caught on fire as he was racing down the front stretch. He could not free himself and was in the car too long. Some great guys ran to his rescue to free him from his helmet straps and belts, helped pull him out of the car. I was at home preparing for a Mother's Day celebration for the next day when I got a frantic call from his brother Rob that Steve wrecked real bad. I jumped in the car and drove about 90 miles an hour to the Grove, only to crawl into the ambulance to realize I had heard wrong. He was burned really bad. I couldn't believe my eyes. It was horrible to see him in sheer agony, begging the EMS for help. Our ambulance met another ambulance along 581 who were able to administer some pain medication on the way to the Hershey Medical Center. Steve kept saying to the driver, "Why are we stopping?" And he'd calmly reply, "We have to stop at the red lights." Steve asked him why, and the driver explained to Steve since he was not in danger, or his life was not in danger, they had to stop. He was taken to Lehigh Valley Burn Center from Hershey Medical Center. There, they scrubbed his wounds clean. He was high as a kite on pain medication and asking me to take pictures. I was trying to keep from passing out. He underwent skin graft surgery for 3 third-degree burns covering his right leg, top to ankle, and also areas on his left leg too. After the surgery, he said that was worse than the burn itself. He was well cared for and kept drugged up at by the Lehigh team. While recovering in the burn center, he was overwhelmed at the outpouring of support, cards, calls, visits, encouragement, gifts, love, and prayers. His hospital room walls were covered with cards from friends, family, fans, and folks he didn't even know from outside of PA. The nurses soon realized he was kind of a big deal. Don't tell Steve that, his head's big enough. No, I'm just kidding. And they were all excited, too, for all the love that was pouring into his room. They removed, I don't know how many staples. He went into therapy to learn how to walk a little, sent him home in a wheelchair to recover with daily nurse visits at home. We returned to Lehigh regularly for treatment to his burn surgery and was fitted with pressure garment pants to wear 24/7. Gloria says that she now knows why he chose royal blue tights. The racing community and fans truly are family, and we could have been upside down in many ways had it not been for their support and financial blessings and meals. We also thank our friends and family for all the ways they helped us through. I am telling you, God is good, and we are forever grateful for the outpouring from the racing community we call family to help Steve heal and be back to normal. Well, back to his normal self, we'll say. Steve is the strongest man I know, coming from Gloria, on the face of the planet, Superman strong. And I agree too, because I probably would not be in this spot being able to announce if it weren't for you letting me be your trophy girl when you started the series back in 2015, and I thank you for that. I can't thank you enough. I mean, you treat my son like he's your own at the car and teach him as much as you can.
Glad, that you're here taking over for us and getting to know everybody, and that's what we need. We needed an announcer that can gets to know the guys and stuff. We had Mike for a while, and he did that, and we're just glad you're here with us, and we really appreciate it. And as far as my burn stuff, man, I'll tell you, it's hard to believe it's 10 years. I still got, my legs didn't look that great before the fire, but they don't look good now either. But it just. I met Doug Wolfgang down at a York County banquet like 2 years after my thing and my accident, and I knew he was burnt real bad. And I'm like, how long does this stuff take? And he says, all I can tell you is one day you wake up and it won't be the first thing on your mind. So I did actually get to that point. So, I'm usually waking up thinking of how I can get better racing or what I need to do to the car or make it better. But definitely, the racing family and everybody was incredible through that whole ordeal. And, can't thank everybody enough. It was just, it was a terrible thing to go through. And I remember, like I said, that guy, I could feel the ambulance stop, and I'm like, why the hell are we stopping? Yeah. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, I wanted to kill him. I definitely, if I could have got out and on the strap, I'd have got out and yanked him. I'd have drove myself. But after we met the medic unit and they got me full of drugs, then hell, I probably could have drove that thing the rest of the way. I could have probably rode a mountain bike to Lehigh from Hershey, but it was quite an ordeal, and I'm very lucky that, the guys, what had happened, I couldn't get out, is I used to wear that dog leash that goes around your shoulder and up to your helmet, and while I was being burnt, I was shaking so bad, and it was so painful that I couldn't feel that thing, I used to always hook that leash, it's like a little dog leash, to my helmet, and then I'd put my gloves on, well, not thinking that, oh, what the heck, you can't feel that with your thick racing gloves on. I couldn't feel that to unhook that. And when I flung the belts to jump out, they wrapped around that and got tangled, and I couldn't get out. And that's what caused the whole big damage. But that's an honor. It stinks Gloria couldn't be here tonight, but she was with me the whole time, and deserves a medal for what I went through. And there was a lot of hard times when I got home, I can tell you that.
She stuck by your side. I didn't realize that. You guys have been together, I guess, forever. It seems like, if it's already been 10 years and you guys were together then. I know that when I was the trophy girl here, you had a accident that looked probably worse than it was. I was scared to death. Gloria wasn't here that night either. I'm like asking everybody in the pits if they called and let her know about that one.
That was probably as far as a violent crash, the worst I ever had. Just didn't have the damage that my burns did, but I guess my knee was pretty good that night. That was another whole season in the hospital.
That just goes to show, too, a lot of the improvements. 10 years ago may not seem all that long, but racing has come a long way as far as safety equipment, safety fuel tanks, different things like that. I know just a few years ago, Jake Waters got burned pretty bad, too, with 305s racing. I think it had to do with, I don't know exactly, but fuel cells. They were experimenting with different kinds of ladders and different things like that. And you can definitely see a change and an improvement in a lot of different safety equipment.
Yeah, like even me at that time, I raced for a lot of years before that accident, and I took everything, too lightly. I didn't wear the Nomex underwear under my suit. Now I do, of course. Just everything. I got complacent on a lot of stuff, and man, after that, I know that you don't ever do that.
You learn your lesson, and you get to teach other people your lesson also.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, thank you, Steve, for everything. Thank you, Steve, for everything that you do. We're going to try to rush the rest of this in and try to get you guys out here before Mother Nature says no.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Thank you, all you fans, for coming out. We're going to put on a hell of a show in this feature, I can tell you that.